Alright. Hi guys, so it is Friday. Yesterday I was so out of it, I didn't know if I'd been here for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but Wednesday was officially 2 weeks. So I've been here just a little over 2 weeks. And it was on my 5th day that I started Hungarian class. So I had this class on Monday and Wednesday last week, and then Monday of this week someone was asking if the book only they were asking something like if the entire book, this entire book that's like pretty thick, is only for A1, and the teacher said it goes to like the beginning of A2, and I asked how long until we finish the book, and she said at the rate we're going with just 4 class hours a week, it would take us 8 months to finish this one book, which for me is like, oh, what? I mean, like, I was already kind of feeling like, I started speaking French after 2 weeks in France, and I started class like the day after I arrived. And my class was also only 2 days a week, so I'm thinking Hungarian's a bit more difficult, so maybe I'll give it a month. But I guess I didn't remember that the French class was a lot more than 2 hours a week. Like, in my mind, this whole time, like the past, I don't know how many months, I've been thinking this way, and it didn't hit me until we had that conversation that I was taking a lot more hours of French, which means language difficulty aside, like let's just say that the difficulty level for both of them was exactly the same, it would still take me a lot longer to reach the same level in Hungarian because I'm having a lot less exposure to it. It's not at all what I wanted. I'm here in the country learning the language because I feel like you just learn so much faster with a combination of immersion and class. And I didn't want to learn Hungarian from abroad because I knew it would take an eternity and I would barely make any progress and eventually just start resenting the language, and it wouldn't be any fun. So obviously, you know, it makes a lot more sense, and it's a lot richer experience to learn the language in the country that speaks it so that you're actually living the language every day. Which, yeah, I'm doing that, but it just feels much too slow because even after just a week, it's like I'm already frustrated by how little I can speak, and I remember having that experience like a month after being in France. When I first started speaking, it was just so difficult and I felt like I was never gonna get the hang of it. But to me, it's like, every time I left class, I could feel this like tiny bit of progress when I was out and I was like reading signs and recognizing words, but it was just so little. And I don't have the patience to go that slow. Ideally, I would love to take an intense class, like 20 hours a week, but I know that that's not something that I could handle. Someone suggested maybe taking a couple hours in the evening and a couple hours in the morning. Well, obviously that wouldn't work, you know, because different classes are going to be at different points or whatever. But I did look into the other classes that this language school offers, and they have an intensive class that is like 3 nights a week, but also just 2 hours. And I was really struggling the first week. Like I had headaches and I was feeling like really miserable when I left class because it was just so overwhelming trying to focus for such a long time. This week, there's like a certain point where I can't focus anymore and my brain just sort of shuts off, and it's like I'm there, I have no idea where they are in the book or what questions they're asking, and when it's my turn I have no idea what to answer. Like I'm totally lost and out of it. But at least I wasn't getting headaches. I've also been incredibly exhausted because I've just really been overdoing it. I'd say like from, yeah, like the first 7 or 8 days, like I was doing a lot. I was like going out, and I was going out pretty much every day, and then even when I didn't feel well, I would push myself and stay out a lot longer than I should have because I was just so excited to see everything, and I really overdid it and crashed hard for like the next 5 days. And you know, I wasn't able to do anything, so I know I need to pace myself, and I'm already concerned about missing class, and that's the one thing I don't want to do, is start missing class, because then it's a slippery slope after that. And yeah, I definitely want to avoid getting into that routine of missing class. Like that needs to be my #1 priority. No matter how bad I feel, I need to push myself to be there so that I can at least take in something. So yeah, I'm focused on prioritizing class, but I'm still a bit concerned about how long I'm going to be able to keep this up. So I was thinking maybe give it like a month, and if I do okay and I manage to not miss any class, then I can switch to this other class that meets 3 nights a week. And then if I do that for a little while and it goes well, maybe I can consider the other intensive class that meets 3 days a week for 3 hours. So it would be an extra hour each day, but I think that definitely wouldn't work because 3 hours would be much too long. Even 2 hours is already much too long. And it's in the morning, which is a lot rougher for me. You know, I'm happy, really happy that they offer this one intensive class in the evening, because that's really the best time of day for me. So, you know, that's probably going to be the optimal option. But after class on Wednesday, I talked to them about when would be a good time to switch into the 3-night class. Would it be like in 1 month or 2 months, or like, you know, when could I switch without being too far behind? And she said that this 3-night thing is something new that they're offering. So they only have 1 group, and this group is starting out at the beginning and just moving up slowly, and they have no idea when they're going to be offering additional groups. So basically, if I want to switch into that group, I need to switch now, because every week that goes by, I'm going to be more and more behind. So I was really torn about it, but since it was Wednesday, I realized the best chance of joining that class would be to come back on Thursday. So I had just one day to think about it, and I decided I'm gonna sleep on it, and if I feel so miserable that I can't get out of bed, obviously I'm not gonna make it, but if I can make it to class, then I'll go. And the more I thought about it, the more I felt like it was the right decision to just go for it now, because even though I can't focus for the entire class period, I felt like I wasn't quite being challenged enough. And I did the math, and between now and the end of the year, I would have an additional 50 hours of class, 52 hours. Yeah, and then for the next 2 or 3 months, doing the same thing, I would be 104 hours ahead of where I would be. So that's a significant difference. And if I get to the point where I can't keep up and I start missing class, it's easier to move down a level than to already be at the lowest level and be behind with them. So I went to this class. It was basically like I had missed one class. Like, let's just say I was in the class from the beginning and I skipped a day. So, you know, missing one class is not the end of the world. I shouldn't be too far behind. The lesson that they did on Wednesday is the lesson that my class should be doing next Monday. So, okay, I missed one lesson. I should be able to catch up. But when I got in that class, they were introducing themselves. They had sentences written in the notebook. They were saying their age, like they, I guess, had done numbers. They were saying if they studied or worked. They had done assignments in the workbook, and like all of this I hadn't done in the other class. Like, we had taken notes in the notebook, but we hadn't written our own sentences. We hadn't used the workbook. We had assignments in the workbook Wednesday evening, but nothing that we've actually done yet. So I got the feeling that even though there's one lesson difference at this point, this class is already much farther ahead than my class. And I don't know if, you know, maybe they have a bit more experience coming into this, or they're moving a lot faster, maybe taking it more seriously or more motivated. You know, maybe the 2-night class is, you know, more for people who have no foreign language experience, or, well, I mean, that's not true because they all speak English at least. Yeah, it's the least commitment, so it's probably for people who are not the most motivated, or just like have no feel for learning languages. So I feel like being in this class is good, like, you know, to be more of a challenge. Unfortunately, since it's 3 nights a week, that's already half my week, and I need to figure something out so that I can actually have food prepared on class days so that I can rest until class and not have to wear myself out with all of that. But I'm definitely glad that I went to the class, and I plan to keep going with it as long as I can. The cool thing is, since it's new, it's got like a 17% discount, so in the end it's like 5,000 forints cheaper than the other class. Yeah, so I really think it's like a win-win situation all the way around. You know, I get more exposure, I learn the language faster, I maybe save a little bit of money. Yeah, so we'll see. For the first class, we have like one teacher Monday and one teacher Wednesday. For the new class, I knew that the teacher Thursday was not there on Wednesday, but I don't know if they have 3 different teachers or just 2 different teachers. So I'm interested to see who's teaching on the other days. Maybe it'll be the teacher from one of the other classes that I already know.